Let's talk about overcoming objections. There's three main objections people have in sales, and that is don't need it, can't afford it, and what's the third one? I want to think about it, please. Now, if you've got a brain, you're going to have, what are you going to do? How are you going to get past these things right here? You're going to go over here and you are going to answer these. Oops. The best way is to answer these in advance. When? In your presentation. Several times, at various times, not just one time, but you'll have things built in. You'll raise it. Say, some people know that they say, well, do I need this? You'll cover the need. You'll come back to the need and say, well, how do you even afford things like that? People say, well, and then you might have a story of how you might show them how they can afford it without talking about their situation. But you're going to deal, your presentation is a loser, folks, if all you do is brag about your product and you don't handle the side of your client needing it. And this goes back to the question thing about asking them questions. Help them realize that they need it, help them realize they can afford it, and help them realize that, the think about it stage, either they don't have to think about it, they've already thought about it, or maybe there is on contracts, a lot of contracts now today, the law has built think about it periods of time in there, and you bring that out so it's not a barrier to doing business at the end. So knowing these are the three biggest, don't be shocked. Shocker! They said at the end, I don't need it. Well, you dummy, you should have solved that during the presentation. Well, I can't afford. My wife says we can't. Well, you should have gotten that. You should have handled that. You don't want to have to be dealing with that at the end, but there's always going to be some out of left field objection that people will come up with. And so even though you're going to try and answer these and any other that are common to your product or industry, you know where they are. They're always, there's not a book of 7,000 common objection. There's always just a very limited number. And so you want to build those in the presentation. But now if all else fails and they still come up with this stuff, or more likely they bring one out of left field that nobody in their wildest dreams could imagine they would have brought up, while you are staggered with their, let's just call it all kind of stupidity, or let's say, no, let's not call it that. Let's call it confusion. And you want to help them through this. Here's what you say. I know you use feel, felt, found. And this is how people who wind up doing business with you want to know that you understand where they're coming from, no matter how off base it may appear, and you can relate to it, and there is some validity to their concerns, and then you can answer. They can relate to you. It's not a barrier to them buying, and it's not a barrier to the relationship. So you say, let them know. And you probably, you've gone through, say, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. See, they're feeling something. That's why they brought it up. It's bothering them. You can't just hit it with a hammer, make it go away. It doesn't matter if it's smart to bring that up. It doesn't matter if it's dumb to bring that up. They told him. But it's creating an emotional objection. It also is telling you they really would like to buy the thing. Otherwise, they just say, get out. But, they've got this hang-up. I know how you feel. What's the next thing? Felt the same way. I've been there, brother. I've been there, sister. I felt the same darn way. But, miraculously, Hallelujah chorus comes in. Here's what Larry found. Everybody's got misconceptions in life. Everybody has gotten advice or been told about things by people who don't have any knowledge, and so you come up with, incorrect ideas. You don't know the truth. So you can go through these stages, but here's what I found. I found out that it really wasn't that way, and I really could do it this way, and I found out what I thought I did want, that I really did want. And so, feel, felt, found is the single most powerful way to get past those last objections that people always seem to come up with, that in your wildest dreams you could have never predicted, planned for, or even trained for. And it gives you a tool for maintaining your friendship and your relationship and your comfort level with them, and not letting that objection become a barrier, and helping them work through it in their own mind, where not only can they do business with you, but they can do business with you in a way where they can feel good about it, and they'll keep the product. Those are some quick ideas about overcoming objections.